Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Cherish Nasha Zahira. I'm from 337A25 class. My student ID is 332200052. This is Cross-Cultural Understanding Midterm Project 1, Part 1. Intercultural communication. Intercultural communication means the exchange of information between people from different culture or backgrounds. It happens when people who have different languages, beliefs, values, tradition, or behaviors interact and try to understand each other. It is also about understanding cultural values, body language, tone, politeness, and belief that influence how people communicate. For example, an Indonesian student joining an exchange program in France. Why it is important in today's globalized world. To build understanding and respect, people learn to appreciate different ways of thinking, dressing, or speaking. It prevents prejudice and promotes harmony. To improve cooperation in international environment, global companies, schools, and organizations often include people from different countries. Good intercultural communication helps teams work effectively together. To avoid misunderstanding and conflicts, different cultural values may cause confusion or offense if not understood. Awareness prevents unnecessary problems. Strengthen global relationship, where in business, education, or diplomacy, strong intercultural communication help people connect and trust one another. Challenges that may occur when people from different cultures interact. The first is language barriers. Not everyone speaks same language fluently. Even when they use the same language, like English, accent, idioms, and slang can cause misunderstanding. For example, an Indonesian employee says, "Can you help me a little?" meaning, "I need help now." But an American coworker might think it's only a small, non-urgent request. Stereotypes and prejudice. Sometimes people make wrong assumptions about others based on nationality or appearance. Different communication style. Cultures vary in how they express themselves. Some are direct, citing openly, while others are indirect, speak quietly or avoid saying no directly. Western cultures saying "I disagree with your idea." Asian cultures saying "maybe we can think of another way" to avoid confrontation. Nonverbal miscommunication. Body language, gesture, and eye contact mean different things across culture. For example, in Japan, maintaining long eye contact can seem rude. In the US, avoiding eye contact can seem dishonest. Ethnocentrism. This means believing that your own culture is better or more correct than others. Real-life example of successful or failed intercultural communication. When KFC entered China, they faced a completely different food culture. Instead of forcing American-style fast food, they adapt their menu to fit Chinese taste. Add congee, rice porridge, egg tarts, and spicy chicken wraps. Decorated store with Chinese design elements. Employed mostly local manager and staff to reflect Chinese culture. KFC became the most popular fast food chain in China, showing strong intercultural adaptability and respect for local culture. Another example, McDonald's operates in over 100 countries and adapts its menu and marketing to each culture. In India, offers McAloo Tikki, vegetarian burger. In Japan, sells teriyaki burger. In Indonesia, serve rice meal. These show intercultural competence, understanding local preference. The second topic, the relationship between language and culture. How language reflects culture. Language reflects the values, beliefs, tradition, and worldview of the people who speak it. In Japanese, politeness is extremely important. The language has different levels of formality called keigo or honorific speech. Saying arigato, thanks is informal. Saying arigato gozaimasu is more polite. Saying domo, arigato gozaimashita is even more respectful. These show that Japanese culture values hierarchy, respect, and social harmony. Indonesian use many polite words such as bapak, ibu, kak, mbak to show respect based on age or social position. This respect and collectivism where harmony, respect for elders are the key values. How cultures shape language. When people habits, technology, or values change, new words and expressions are created to reflect them. For example, technology and modern culture in English, words like selfie, hashtag, and viral appeared because of social media culture. Language changed to reflect new cultural habits. Arabic has many expressions related to faith, like Inshallah, if God wills, and Alhamdulillah, praise to praise be to God. This reflects the central role of religion in Arab culture. Example of how different cultures express through language. Language expresses cultural values. For example, the Japanese language has different speech levels depending on who you are speaking to. For example, it informal, taberu, it respectful, mishiagaru, it humble, itadaku. This system called keigo show respect, hierarchy, and social harmony. Indonesian and local languages like Javanese or Sundanese have words showing respect and social distance. Kamu, you can sound too direct. People are used Anda, Bapak, or Ibu to sound polite. Using titles like Pak, Bu, Kak, Mbak show respect, warmth, and social closeness. Language express politeness. For example, British English speakers often use indirect polite form. Instead of close the window, they say, would you mind closing the window please? Indonesians tend to avoid saying no directly. Instead of tidak bisa or cannot, people say nanti dulu ya or kita lihat nanti. These show a polite effort to maintain harmony. How misunderstanding cultural language use cause problems. For example, different level of directness. In Western culture, saying no directly is normal. In many Asian culture, people avoid saying no to maintain harmony. Misunderstanding happens because directness means honestly in one culture, but rudeness in another. Silent. In Japan, silent often use respect of or thoughtfulness. In Western culture, silence may feel awkward or mean disagreement. Without understanding cultural meaning, it can be misinterpreted. Gesture. Nodding means yes in most cultures, but in Bulgaria and Greece, nodding can mean no. This can damage intercultural relationship. Politeness expression. In English, people say please and thank you often. In some Asian culture, showing politeness is done through tone, body language, and indirect praising, not repeated verbal expression. Cross-cultural understanding midterm project part 2. Here are the first case study and the scenario. Here are the answer for question 1. Main cultural barriers using hosted and hall. Direct versus indirect communication. Germany, very direct, low context. Germans see direct feedback as honest and efficient. Japan, very indirect, high context. Japanese avoid saying no directly to maintain harmony. Indonesia, indirect and polite, high context. Indonesian avoid confrontation to keep group comfort. The problem is the German manager directness feels harsh to Indonesians and Japanese. The Japanese silence feels like agreement to Germans, but actually mean disagreement. Indonesians avoid saying problems openly, so issues remain hidden. Power distance. Indonesia has high power distance, its respect hierarchy. Employees may hesitate to correct or disagree with the manager. Japan is moderate high power distance and respect for seniority. Employees wait for leaders to initiate decision. Germany has low power distance, open to debate, even with superiors. The problem, German manager expect expects open debate, but Japanese and Indonesian wait for interaction and avoid contradicting leaders. Individualism, individualism versus collectivism. Germany has highly individualistic focus on personal opinions. Japan and Indonesia collectivist, group harmony, and teamwork. The problem, German direct feedback focus on individual performance, while Indonesian and Japanese members prefer not to stand out or create conflict. Uncertainty avoidance. Japan is very high, like clear rules, detailed planning. Indonesia is moderate, flexible adaptance. Germany has high structure planning. The problem is different expectation about planning and procedure cause confusion in tasks and deadlines. Here are the answer for question 2. Hofstede Index Score approximate individualism versus collectivism. Germany 67 individualistic, Japan 46 mixed but collectivist tendencies, Indonesian 14 very collectivist. Germany people comfortable speak their own opinion. In Japan they're more collectivist side and groups oriented. Indonesia strongly collectivist, avoided standing out and maintain harmony. Power distance, Indonesian 78 high, Japan is 54 moderate high, and Germany 35 or low. Germany low power distance suggests flatter hierarchies, more open discussion. Indonesia high power distance suggests more acceptance or unequal power. Uncertainty avoidance. Japan is 92 very high, Germany is 65 high, Indonesia 48 moderate. Japan is very high, people prefer clear rules, clear agreement, dislike ambiguity. Germany moderate high, similarly structure but somewhat more comfortable. Indonesia moderate low, more flexible with ambiguity. For example, German workplace, this part is wrong. Please fix it. Direct and clarity over politeness. In the Japanese workplace, saying yes means I hear you, not I agree. In Indonesian workplace, employees rarely say no directly. They may say, nanti saya coba dulu ya. This is the answer for question 3. How cultural misunderstanding affects the team? Silence is misinterpreted as agreement. The Japanese team stay silent when they disagree to avoid conflict. The Indonesian teams also avoid confrontation and rarely saying no directly. The German manager thinks everything is fine. So decisions are made without real agreement and missed deadlines. Different comfort levels with clarity. Japan has very high uncertainty avoidance, so they need clear instruction, clear deadline, and no ambiguity. Indonesia is more relaxed with ambiguity, so Japanese team members may delay work because they are waiting for clearer instruction. Germans think instructions were already clear. Team conflict. German manager communicate very directly. For example, this part is wrong or fix this. For Indonesian and Japanese members, this style feels rude or disrespectful. They may feel uncomfortable or embarrassed. They avoid speaking openly, reduce the trust. Create clear communication rules. Agree that silence doesn't mean agreement. Everyone must give a short comment after each proposal. For example, can you clarify this part? This reduces ambiguity and ensures every member's voice heard. Written summaries and checkback technique. The manager sends the written summary. Team members must confirm. For example, I have concern or I agree. Also use the checkback method during meetings. For example, so you mean this, right? Is this correct for everyone? So Japanese member can express disagreement without speaking loudly. Use anonymous digital feedback tools so Indonesian or Japanese member can express disagreement. Cultural awareness training. Team members learn German directly is honesty, not anger. Japanese silence is politeness, not agreement. Indonesian harmony seeking is a respect, not avoidance. So empathy increase and communication more productive. Here are the case study 2 and the scenario. Here are the answer for question 1. The marketing campaign failed in Europe because the style and the message they used were designed for Indonesian or ASEAN audience, not Europe audience. The message was too emotional. Indonesian and many Asian ads often use family theme, warm community, emotional storytelling. This works well in Indonesia because people value harmony and relationship, but many European countries prefer logical information, product details, strong visual, and less emotion. So when European audience watch the tropical crafts ads, they feel it was too sentimental and not focused on the product itself. Advertising preference difference. Asian advertising style has high emotional appeal. Stories about family, community, message are indirect and focus on group harmony. European advertising style is more individualistic and has clear message, focus on product quality, features, durability, innovation, more professional and factual tone. Because this difference, the ad worked well in Indonesia and failed to attract European attention. Lack on localization, successful global companies usually adapt their ads to match culture of each market. Here are the answer for question 2. Southeast Asian ads often use sentimental storytelling and cultural values like family, harmony, and respect. For example, Indonesian ads that makes people cry or laugh. European ads, especially in Germany, Netherlands, UK, Denmark, Sweden, prefer simple visual, clear product information, modern design, individual lifestyle, facts over emotion. Individualistic culture, Europe prefer information rich, benefit focused ad. Collectivist culture, Asia prefer storytelling and emotional bonding. Asian ads use symbolism, emotion, family scene. European ads use data, future, comparison, professionalism. Indonesia collectivist score is 14. European countries generally individual score in German 67, UK 89, Netherlands 80. Individualist culture prefers independence and self-expression. This means Asian ads often show family, community togetherness. European ads focus more on the individual preference, product performance, and personal benefit. Here are the answers for question 3. Collectivism versus individualism. Indonesia is collectivist. People prioritize family, community, group harmony, and often show togetherness, family happiness, share experiences. Emotional stories are effective and reflect daily life. For Europe, it's individualist. Many European cultures focus on personal choice, independence, and self-expression. People prefer ask that answer what benefit do I get? Emotional family themes may feel too dramatic. Effect of the campaign, the Indonesian style collectivists have ad focus on community and family, but European consumer wants to see how the furniture benefits them personally, not family or community. So the message didn't match their expectation. High context versus low context communication. In Indonesia, high context culture messages are often indirect or emotional. For Europe, is low context culture, especially Germany, Netherlands, UK. Message should be clear, direct, and factual. Customer expects clear benefits, direct and explicit information. Effects on the campaign. The ad use emotional symbolism, but European audience prefer straightforward message, so therefore the ad lacked professionalism. The tropical craft ad was emotional but unclear. European viewers thought what is the product and why it is good. This is the answer for question 4. Revise marketing strategy for European customer. Focus on product quality and craftsmanship. European buyers want to know what material are used, how durable is the furniture. Tropical craft should highlight thick wood or wood quality, handcraft techniques, strong structure, modern design. This gives consumer concrete reason to buy. Use a professional direct tone modern visual instead of emotional scene as should be clear, factual, show product features, use simple, strong visual, neutral color palette. For example message, premium handcraft, thick furniture, durable, sustainable, and designed for modern Europe homes. Show individual benefits instead of focusing on the family. Show how the furniture fits individual modern and personal style, home aesthetic, personal comfort, practically for busy professional. For example, create your perfect home space with long-lasting artisan furniture. Here are the case study 3 and the scenario. Here are the answer for question 1. Checking the watch repeatedly. In the United States, checking your watch is normal. It shows that the person wants to keep the meeting on schedule, showing time management and efficient. But in Arab culture, especially in business context, time is more flexible. People focus more on the relationship than the schedule. When the Arab client saw the American checking his watch repeatedly, he interpreted it as bored, impatient, disrespect, want the meeting to end. This made the Arab client feel uncomfortable and offended. He felt that the American was not fully interested in the negotiation. The American maintained a wide personal distance. Americans typically prefer more personal space. Standing too close can may feel uncomfortable or even threatening. Arab culture prefers closer personal distance during business talk because it shows warmth, interest, trust, respect. The American large personal distance made the Arab client feel rejected, untrust, didn't want a close business relationship. Here are the answer for question 2. Edward T. Hall, 1978-76, identify Americans are monochronic and Arab as polychronic. US culture, monochronic. Time is strict, linear, and scheduled. Being on time is very important. Checking the watch is normal. Meetings should be start and end on time. Arab culture, polychronic. Time is flexible. Relationships are more important than the schedule. Meetings may take longer because trust building comes first. Checking your watch signal respect or impatient. Here are the answer for question 3. Time-related behavior. In American culture, managing time is a sign of professionalism. In Arab culture, spending more time together shows respect. Rushing implies you don't value the relationship. So when the American checked his watch, trust was damaged. Personal place, American is more space is comfort. Arabs more space meaning distance and coldness. If someone stays far away, Arab makes things he's not interested or respect me. Trust decreases when body language feels unfriendly. Body language and presence. In Arab culture, trust grows when both parties give full attention. The person shows passion and the person stay relaxed. In American culture, efficiency is value. Being direct is normal. Staying on schedule is important. When those signals clash between culture, relationship weaken. Here are the answers for question 4. Provide intercultural training for employees. Learn cultural norms before the meeting. Both sides should research time expectation, personal distance, greeting style, body language. This help avoid accidental disrespect. Adjust non-verbal behavior. For American negotiators, avoid checking times unless necessary. Maintain closer distance than usual but still comfortable. Show relaxed body language. Use warm greetings like handshakes or smile. If times must be checked, explain politely. For example, sorry, I just want to make sure we have enough time to discuss everything. Show patience and active attention. Arab clients appreciate relaxed conversation, personal questions like family, background, warm greetings, friendly eye contact. This builds trust before business begins. So that's all from me and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.